Have you ever wondered how you can turn your medical coding skills into some extra cash? Well, whether you are wanting to splurge on that dream vacation or just boost your savings, I have got some tips for you. Let's go. Hey there, I'm Victoria. I'm a medical coder, auditor, educator, and content creator, and on my channel I provide tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you be successful in a medical coding career. Today we are going to discuss how to make some extra cash as a medical coder, the side hustle, if you will. Now I want to say this is not the video about how to make medical coding your side hustle. Medical coding honestly is not a great side hustle because it does require a lot of time and cash involvement. You have to maintain membership, you have to get continuing education credits, you have to pay for an expensive certification exam and training, so it's not really the best side hustle unless you already have experience in medical coding. But if you're already a medical coder and want to know how you can make some additional money, I have got you covered. Let's get into it. The first way you can make some additional money as a medical coder is by tutoring. Now you can do this really easily via Zoom. You can even sign up for free accounts on Zooms or Microsoft Teams, and you can even sign up for programs like Calendly, which make it so easy to integrate. Just making a setup page where people can go, they can pick a time slot, it automatically puts it on your calendar and makes it so easy. But you can also use websites like Wisent.com or Tutors.com. There are so many people taking the CPC exam that just need some additional guidance, or even people that are taking on new specialties. So if you have a lot of experience in something like cardiology and you know there are people out there who are looking to learn cardiology or maybe even sit for their cardiology certification, that is a great way to grasp that opportunity and use it to boost your personal finances. One of the great things about tutoring is that you can set your own parameters. You can say, I only do it on certain days or for certain times or for certain specialties, and set it up that way. One of the best ways I can say to start networking this is to go to your local chapters, ask if you can promote your services there and say, hey, I am available for tutoring services for those that are sitting for the CPC exam or learning this specialty. Post on LinkedIn, start getting your social media profiles together and promote that way. Remember though that when you're working as a tutor, your reputation is very paramount. It's equivalent almost to working as a consultant. You have to build that good reputation with your student base so that they will bring in others to you. Once you build that great reputation, you can start getting those referrals, those repeat clients, and build a steady income stream. The second thing you can do to earn extra money as a medical coder is, of course, getting a second job. One of the perks of working as a medical coder is we have such a vast remote workforce that since you don't have commute time, it's easier for you to log out of one job, have a little break, and then go and log into a second job in the evening. Even consider something like teaching. There's a lot of technical schools, community colleges that are looking for adjunct instructors to work virtually and teach in the virtual environment. A lot of these online classes now are even asynchronous, so the students might be studying while you're in work, but you're answering their questions or holding office hours during your time outside of your full-time job. Now, the one problem that we do run into a lot with part-time jobs is a lot of the part-time positions that we find in medical coding do require a minimum of 20 hours, but some people are willing to work those more aggressive hours, at least for a period of time. You know, sometimes you just want to say, hey, you know what, this year I want to bang out a whole bunch of my debt, so I'm going to dedicate this year to hustling my butt off, and then I can take it a little bit easier after that. Now, of course, the third way to make extra money as a medical coder is to just boost the income of your full-time job. Asking for a raise outside of raise time can seem pretty daunting, but you have to have the right research to back it up. You can use things like the AAPC salary survey or their salary calculator to determine what is the reasonable salary for someone with your certification, your years of experience in that type of organization. But it's not always about the numbers. Sometimes it's just about approaching your supervisor with confidence. Talk to them about the value that you are adding to this company. Are you trained in multiple specialties? Is there no one currently that can back you up? Did you have really good feedback from providers or others within the revenue cycle? Come and give that quantification and say, this is what I've been doing. Here is the proof. But honestly, sometimes it's more financially beneficial to switch jobs. So if you're willing to switch to another company, if you're not like wholly in love with the job that you have now, so much so that the financial advantage of switching somewhere else is not even worth it to you, Sometimes you can go to another company and they'll offer you more than your current company is. Or you could even use that as a leg up and say, hey, are you willing to match what this other offer is? Especially if you're an experienced coder, it is competitive out there and you need to be competitive as well. But with a little preparation and poise, you can turn this into a great conversation with your current employer, and if not, you can find a different employer. Now, a fourth really great idea on how to make some extra money in medical coding is by hosting webinars. I've seen reimbursement for webinar presenters from $500 up to $2,000 depending on the organization and the topic. The average is about $1,000 per 1 hour webinar. That's what the AAPC reimburses for their webinar presenters. And actually, if you do a 4-hour workshop for them, it is $4,000. Now, of course, you can't just go from someone who's not been heard of to the 4-hour webinar presenter. So how do you build up to that and get to be that webinar presenter? Some of the easy ways to make those stepping stones are you can do things like present for your local chapters. So say, hey, I have experience. This is my rating. This was well received. People are looking out to me to be a speaker at other chapters. And once you start building that credibility and that prestige as a speaker, more people will be willing to pay you for those services. Another great way to build up to this is by writing for Healthcare Business Monthly. Now, they won't pay you. They will give you CEUs for your topic, but oftentimes, and this has happened to me in the past, you'll write about a topic. Let's say I wrote about breast reconstruction. I put this article out in Healthcare Business Monthly. That is going to lead to people seeing it, and organizations might reach out and go, hey, we saw that you did this article on breast reconstruction. Would you be willing to do an hour-long webinar for us for $500, for $1,000? And you can put that webinar together and present it for them and earn some extra money. Also, one of my first articles in Healthcare Business Monthly led to me getting an email from the AAPC that said, hey, you wrote about this topic. We need speakers for our conference. Would you like to come and present on this same topic? Here's our call for speakers and our form. We would love to have you. But also, it's a lot easier these days to create your own webinars and sell them yourself with websites like Eventbrite, or again, you can sell on Zoom, start promoting on social media. I use a platform that I recommend. It's called New Zenler, and I use that for online courses as well as webinars. So let's say you put together a really comprehensive workshop on evaluation and management coding and you sell it for $100. Well, now instead of getting $1,000 for it, if you sell it to 20 people, now you've made $2,000 instead of $1,000. If you want to sign up for New Zenler, they have some great pricing packages available. I will link it below with my affiliate link. I have never had an issue with New Zenler. I find them more cost effective than Thinkific or Kajabi, but it's not for everyone. But I will link it below in case you want to check it out. The fifth way you can try to earn some additional money as a medical coder is by freelancing. There are websites like Fiverr or Upwork where you can put yourself out as a freelance medical coder. You could even try promoting services on LinkedIn. Make sure your certifications, though, are up to date. Highlight your skills, really showcase your value and things like your specialties especially. Networking really is key here. So get up on LinkedIn, get on those Facebook pages, get on Reddit, get on those forums, and start connecting with people. Don't, though, just be like, hey, I'm here, buy my thing. You have to build a valuable connection with these people first. Actually, a lot of groups really don't like it when you go in and just start promoting yourself all over the place. They have rules and will kick you out. But if people start getting faith in you, if you start responding to people and saying, hey, here's how you handle this coding scenario, or here's a resource that I have that I can point you to, they will start getting that feel of your excellent reputation and then want to hire you for things like freelance services or webinars or different projects. Now, the sixth idea is technical writing. There are companies out there, I think like Optum, Decision Health, that need people to speak, and even AAPC, honestly, that have different technical pieces that they need some subject matter experts to really write on, and those can potentially lead to some compensation. It could even be things like writing software manuals or policies and procedures or best practices for medical coding. So you can blend your medical coding skills with your writing capabilities, and a good way to start diving into this, again, write for Healthcare Business Monthly, get a couple of things out there for free to build your name. Or even if you want, you could try starting a blog and run ads on the blog. So WordPress is a great platform for this if you're looking to build a blog. And I think actually New Zenler has a blog built in. I don't think they allow ads to go onto it, but you could do things like upsell people into a webinar or a course or something. Now keep in mind, if you're going to charge for a newsletter or a blog or a webinar, most people are going to want CEUs attached to that, and there are CEU application fees. I'm looking at the AEPC website right now, and actually it says the application cost for one CEU is $165. So you need to make at least that much if you're going to offer CEUs. Now, if you're an AEPC approved instructor and you pay your licensing fees, you do get a good amount of CEU applications involved in your licensing fees. So there you have it. You can explore some different avenues, find out what works best for you. But really, honestly, the key to a lot of this is getting involved, networking, writing for Healthcare Business Monthly. I will even drop the link in the description of where you can find the information on how to submit an article for Healthcare Business Monthly. It's not as crazy as it seems because they do polish it up for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, just keep on coding on.